Shalom is real quick video giving all praises to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Rakakadash Barakatah Yahweh Barakatah Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles, elder bishops, great millstone. Much salutation to the brothers teaching word for the hopeful elect, soon to be elect, most high will. To the hopeful extended elect, shalom blessings. Getting right into it. Our people love black culture. Anything that got to do with black, our people love. That's a byword. And we keep telling you that it is. Byword is not, it's not a good thing. But I was looking at, episode of 85 South. Sometime I watch them every now and then, they be acting stupid. Sometimes certain episodes are a little too stupid for me, but, they're young, so they're just doing what young people do. But, DC, he knows the truth, DC Young Fly. But anyway, I was looking at this comment. They said they were, this is a cookout, and it says, they say we are opposites true. If black people have soul food, soul music, then that must mean that the other side, the soulless, never in my life has a black person perform a dangerous stunt and say, doing this makes me feel alive. They do. Know that if you are black, is the way the universe is tipping its hat to you. Black love 2.0 is returning this time. We will take it further, and that's when aliens will openly contact the earth, is when American, and that's probably that Anunnaki thing, which, the real truth is the aliens, the return of so-called UFOs is the chariots, the Yahweh Shai and the chariots, the angels, coming back to redeem the elect. And, for us to establish a righteous kingdom coming down to rule all the kingdoms, all the men on earth, all these nations on earth, because they're not going to be a kingdom. They're not going to be kingdoms and empires no more. Okay. And aliens will openly contact the earth is when American blacks have control. Mark my words. He got the black fist. Another dude said the black activities I want to see in person. And there's a stigma, there's a label, black power, Black Lives Matter, and it's all, and it really, to me, I'm pretty sure it's in somewhat kind of way it goes back to the Queen of Heaven type stuff, man. And anything that grabs us, lures our people in to become independent people, where they use their own resources and build their own establishments and clubs without the Most High, by financial stability, help, or whatever, cultural influence and all that. And they say, well, yeah, we doing it. We on top, we on top of our game. Hairstyles and clothing shops and clothing, styles of clothing. Just like it kind of was booming in the 90s a little bit. Same thing that happened in the 1920s, the roaring 20s. So every now and then you have so-called black people, which we are Israelites. You have us in the pocket of life rising to certain levels to where we feel better about ourselves. We feel more united, business savvy, entrepreneurship, even within the Hollywood, black Hollywood, they got black businesses. They promote black businesses and black churches. You once had BET. You had NAACP, that BS, and the Black Music Awards. What is that? So Soul Train Awards, and they had Soul Train and things that kind of supported that whole black culture and that black feel of, you know, being a people. But we're not going to come together like that, and that doesn't work in the Most High's eyes, and it won't. It won't work in in the state where we're in, where we're under our oppressor Esau, so-called white people. And I know the racial tension has been a little high, and black people say, I've heard, our people say comments that, yeah, this ain't the 50s and ain't the, this ain't the back then. How about how you respond to the being called a nigger with the ER, and it's true. We're not in those times anymore. But Esau got another smooth way of, pulling, controlling Jake. When Jake get roused up, Esau he can get kind of sentimental, or he'll play that chess move about, yeah, we're really trying to do something about this racial tension, and he'll put stuff on the news where he's concerned about black people getting hung and whatever the case may be. And black people they set platforms to where they can march and vote. That's that BS. They're going, a lot of people fall for it, just no matter how high the tension is. This is really going to be the Most High that roused Jake up, because it says that in the scriptures. He is a crouching lion, paraphrasing. Who shall rouse him up? Judah, which is so-called black man, and the rest of the tribes. This scripture, these are curses, man. I just had that. Byword. In Deuteronomy 28:37, and thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee. So black is a byword. It's not a nationality. It's not an identity, which is basically the same thing. Let's see what it says right here.
Strong's H8148. Shenina.
Shanaya. Shanaya. Nah. Shanaya. Nah. Shana. It makes me think of like where they got the word shenanigan from, and I'm not sure. But, that's a sharp word, taunt, guide. That's what black is. Because the curse is there. The curse is there. Like, black out, like you say, black while driving, or, black is what really represents death. I think it talks about the black horse. Am I tripping, or does it say? I'll go back to this. Yeah, which represents death, man. So it's not good about, and then you feel the curses like another black man hung, another, or attention of being with all those bywords that come with being black, like NIGGER, or spooks, or go back to Africa, which we're not from Africa, originally from the homeland of Jerusalem. And even, Paul mistaken as Egyptian, but he said, I'm an Israelite. He said, Romans 11:1, I say then, hath the Most High cast away his people? Most High forbid, for I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. Now they play this. Jake played this black and white card along with Esau, and they allow him to be called white. He's not white. White means, and it truly does have those meanings of being pure and innocent. You know, upright. Because even the elect is going to have white robes that symbolizes righteousness and purity. But that's not who the so-called white man is. That's why we say so-called. He's red. But they give him that. They even let these rats who are called themselves Jews and are not over there in Israel represent the lion. And knowing damn well they don't have the spirit of the lion. Jake does, but Jake is corrupted in his mind, and he allowed these things. So basically, Jake a lot of times want to be left alone and do his thing, but he still wants to live in a world where he's has to live by the standards of his enemy, which doesn't make any sense and it doesn't work. You're forever going to be taxed. You're forever going to be harassed by the cops. You're forever going to be downtrodden, looked down at as niggas and no good and ghetto crackhead people by your enemy. You could have all the money in the world. It doesn't matter. They'll still look at you like, what are you doing here, nigga? You have certain celebrities that came out and spoke up against the problems they were having, moving in, I guess rich neighborhoods, or driving a new car in a so-called white neighborhood because they're rich, and the places that they live are now people that are rich, which are so-called white people. So they'll get pulled over by the cops for being in a new yearly car, new year car, like 2025, 26, what have you. Whether it be a new Benz or a new, especially a Ferrari or something like that, or even just a brand new car. And how dare you roll around in this rich neighborhood and scaring so-called white people. I think when Snoop Dogg moved in one of those rich areas after him becoming famous, they egged his house, And they probably knew he was Snoop Dogg. Who knows? But they'll hate you even if you're a celebrity. So, but our people love it. That's their identity. So when they go back and, when they face these situations of oppression and feeling like they're getting poked at, made fun of, they resort to back to like I'm black power, black man, and then you have the issue concerning black men and black women. They love getting into that talk. What do we have to do for a black man to understand black women, or vice versa, black women to understand black love, they call it. They just too deep into that black shit, man, and that's not even the case. So it takes them away. Takes them, they takes them away from the spirit. And really, even concerning with Jake messing with so-called white women, that's nothing new, man. I don't know where black women got all bothered by that, and like it was something new. Celebrities, so-called black men celebrities, been doing it. They were doing it times of slavery. They were doing it in times of Moors. They were doing it in times of, hell, going back to the ancient King David and King Solomon and all that. This is nothing new, man. Because men are men, and we like what we like. And we are very logical creatures, so to speak. I hate to use creatures as it's like we're some kind of aliens, but but yeah, so and we don't like to be bound, and we know we have a concept of a kingdom, and that's what we do. Men conquer. So they have many likes of many women, but women will play that card too. Like black men, he's with the white woman and all that. They get jealous and angry, And I wanted to do another video concerning this, how this these young men are growing up today, and that's a lot of it because of the black woman. Because if you have your son grow up to hate your father, then he ain't gonna respect men that look like him when he grows up. It's a door of death, revolving door of death. But anyway, yeah, that black shit, our people are hooked to that. They'll never get over that, get around it. But we're Israelites, man. And now people are really starting to, just another last key point. Now people are be like, they coming up and say, are you the Israelites? Some of them still say, are you the black Hebrew Israelites? But a lot of them now are saying, are you the Israelites? Or are you the Hebrew Israelites? They don't say black no more. So Most High is putting that spirit out there to where they really recognizing us as the true people, and they're starting to believe in prophecies of the Israelites. Even the MOTB, being the C-Hip, they're starting to recognize that, or even, consider it as sound doctrine, considering as making logical sense, because everything is mathematical. But yeah, anyway, hopefully it's edifying to the next video. Shalom.